All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. Today is February 14th. This is a weekly cluster API release team meeting. Quick reminder that we do follow the CNCF code of conduct, which boils down to basically treating one another with respect. And if you'd like to speak, please do use the use the raise hand feature of Zoom to go ahead and do so. Cool. I have the agenda pulled up. Feel free to add any other topics that you want to cover, and throw your name onto the attendees list if you haven't already. So yeah, first one is a PSA. I'm sure, or most of you probably got my notification from Slack. Obviously, we did not cut the patch release yesterday based on, an issue that was flagged by Stefan, which seems to have fixed in place already, which is great. And he let me know this morning, and I think it's just on the Slack thread that, we should be good to go for next week. So, wrapped up in this PSA, I also have a discussion topic, which is essentially, are people okay with pushing to? I'm not going to be around Tuesday next week, so we can either. It seems like there will, it's in the middle of the workday for US and like pretty close to EU working hours. We can probably get maintainers to review the PRs to kick off the release process and merge those if people want to keep the Tuesday. Or we can push it to Wednesday when I'll be available. I guess, are there concerns or strong opinions either way? I'm pretty fine either way. I think we have plenty of people who have been on the release team before. And I'm sure the maintainers will obviously help with the approvals. So I think, you know, uh, I'm pretty much good either way. I'm going to open it up and see if anybody else has strong opinions. All right. Um, Actually, it's fine either way. Okay, if people are fine either way. Well, if people are fine moving to Wednesday, then we can keep the same time slot. I think I'll have to use a separate Zoom meeting. Um, and we'll probably end up running over and going into the weekly office hours, which I'm not sure if that's an issue for people, but something to take into consideration for Wednesday. If anybody has some reason next week they needed to be in the Cappy office hours, we'll probably conflict with that. But if that's fine, then all right, cool. Seems like we're good for Wednesday then. I'll send out a message, maybe just in Slack, to see if anybody who's not in this current meeting has issues with that. Akshay, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to give a heads up that I am planning to travel next week someday. I haven't decided the day yet. Probably in couple of like days, maybe by Friday I will confirm that one. If it coincide, maybe I will just let you know. Does that help?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure. Yeah, if you don't want to do it, if you're not available to do it, I can conduct the, you know, process or whatever, or I can open it back up to the release leads and see if anybody else wants to take a shot at it. So yeah, no problem at all. Let me know.
Okay, sure, sure. Thank you.
All right, cool. With that, I'll pass it along to, I imagine, Adil added the CI team topic. Adil, you want to discuss?
Yes, yes. So we have these tests that we run on the K8 latest commit. They are failing. We think like it's because of the something they changed in the infra. Because around the same time they were changing this KubeCon image when our test started failing. Discussion regarding that is still going on Slack thread, and I have created a tracking issue also. Akshay added this one. This is not because of that. This is PR test. I think the failure that we have here is, I think this is Stephen's PR that he is doing for this SSA patch. So it's not related to that. Yeah, this failure is not release blocking also, because it's on the latest commit of the K8. It's related to the image building, how image building we are doing for the latest K8 commit, and why that is not working. It's not related to our releases, because when we run or test our releases, we don't create images ourselves. We pull from upstream. Yeah, it's still in progress. But, I don't know. Maybe I want to to see if we can prove it like it's an infra issue. I think we need to run it with the fixed image and also with the wrong image and see showed it to the infra guys that it is because of this kubekin image. But I haven't been able to do that, right? But I will continue with that. Yep, that's mostly it regarding that. If anyone has anything to add.
Yeah, I did want to add to it because that was really interesting last week. I think all of us on this call might have even been trying to figure out why we can't post certain images and things like that. And just even a provided explanation, I think would kind of help with future debugging, because I think that was kind of difficult to understand, because I was looking at some commits that went in the cluster API, but then I'm like, hey, do we fix this cert manager thing, or this do we bump that up? Is this the reason why? Because we were seeing that cert manager, I think it was like 14.1 had some issues, so bumping it to 14.2, which we were going to do anyway, wasn't actually the fix, but we needed to do that regardless. I think the issue around the image promotion was getting a little difficult to diagnose with everything I believe we were going on, because we're looking at test failures as the key to the issue, right? So I don't know if there's if we need to have and I hate doing this, like a bot when you see test info failing, to understand that might cascade down into other things. But I think that notification was kind of spot on once we figured out that was the culprit behind a lot of the issues. But again, that exercise itself was valuable. But I'm just trying to figure out how that integration point gets a little bit more vetted completely, so we don't run into this issue again, or quickly identify that this is an infra situation and allow cluster API to be more stable than relying on that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, just to confirm, you're talking about this Slack thread here, right? The one that was about like the conformance test failing.
Yeah, I can't remember what day it was. It was sometime last week, but it came in, and I think I pointed to the commit that we uplifted cert manager to like a different version, and then I was like, okay, this is when it started failing. So then I immediately believed the fix would be to fix that, because of the introduction of that situation where cert manager did release something out like 5 hours later saying like, hey, we know this is broke. And then we were like, well, that's not really the solution. I mean, thank you. We need to do that anyway. But the actual solution with the image promotion situation that we were dealing with we can't pull certain images. I think you were trying to pull something, and then I was like, well, this manifest doesn't exist, or the SHA isn't even available. Where are they getting this image from? And I think that was like a consequence of like the testing infra situation that we found to resolve kind of that thing. So I think I'm proposing, or trying to figure out a way. Is there a way we can see that change set easier, or do we validate those images on integration when we kind of do that end-to-end situation, or is there a way that we can understand that that's failing, and then like find the causality of that cascading down to us, so we're quicker to resolve, because I think we were looking into in totally two different places at one point. And if there's not, then I think understanding what happened next time, if it does, hopefully it won't, we know how to resolve the issue.
Good deal. Good.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we can validate this kubecon E2E image? Like, how can we see, like, if this is the, I'm not sure about that. But regarding the pulling of the image, that error that we see in our test, it's not the actual error. It's not the like root cause of it. Something happened somewhere. Because when I have created this PR where I am checking those if those images are present in the node or not, and those images are there in the container D, and we are trying to pull the same image, and that is not the issue. I think the issue is probably with the container D, and as somehow it's related to kubekin image. It's a bit complicated how to find out what is the root cause why these two things are uh, creating this issue. But I'm not sure like how we can make sure that this kubecon image uh, is always, because when first this test started failing, we see the other failures, as Stephen, I think Stephen, you shared this other test conformance all, which was also failing on the test grid. But that test fixed after some time, and our test was also fixed. But after that, they changed the image again, and our test started failing. But that conformance all test, it didn't fail again. And so there might be like something wrong in the KP side. There's a chance that we are doing something wrong on the KP side, but it's still in progress. Maybe I'm thinking like we can have a debugging session tomorrow again, and we can try to debug it together and see what is the root cause of this.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, this is definitely not a straightforward one. I guess that's part of why we have these conformance tests is to flag these issues. So we're always looking at what's, the latest on the upstream Kubernetes. And so I think it's, kind of trade-offs, right? So we get, kind of foresight into upcoming issues. And I guess we also give a certain amount of governance over to, we use the shared test infra that, they're going to manage the image that actually runs the tests. So I don't think that's something that I think we benefit from using this infrastructure and we benefit from these automated updates, but that also means we need to, do the research on our side should something go wrong. And it seems like from I think it was Lubomir who was chiming in on the thread and was basically like, hey, everyone got these bumps and like you can see it, right? Everybody in test infra got this same bump that we did. And this time around, no one else is having, or at least nobody's reporting these similar issues that we're seeing. So I think that in itself is a pretty good argument, and that it seems like it would be something on the CAPI side. But yeah, again, this is an interesting one for sure. All right, cool. Yeah, that's it for the discussion topics this week. Anybody have anything else they want to go through or throw onto the agenda last minute here?
I want to add one more thing. And this issue, I cannot reproduce it locally. So this is somehow related to infra, but we need to pinpoint how it is related to infra to be able to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely adds another layer of complexity to it, right? All right, cool. All good on the comm side, Willie? Cool. Oh, I was thinking, I don't think we really, like, I looked at the last thing that we put up in terms of like what people are expecting for, I don't need to pull it up, like dates. Like, should we announce in some way that this patch release date is getting changed? I think the only thing we have in the repo says like preliminary dates. So I don't know if there's any really communications that we need to send out.
Uh, yeah, we actually, I think this happened last time and I just sent like an email plus a Slack message. So I think I can do that.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I don't, I don't get the impression that anybody's chomping at the bit to get, at least this early in the release cycle, get these patches, but I guess more communication is generally better.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, Willie.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. I guess that's it for today. Thanks for joining, everyone. Talk to you on Slack and maybe see you in the office hours in a bit.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.